Hey everyone, I have officially decided what my YouTube's going to be about, and I thought it was going to be about confidence and new starts and things like that, and I guess that kind of wraps up what I'm actually deciding to do. You know, it's the same thing almost, but I'm going to start doing slightly funny dash parenting videos. And why? There's thousands and thousands of videos out there about parenting and things like that, but I think I'm going to pick the funny aspects of it, since everybody's so serious about it. The other thing is I don't see a lot of single moms out there. I see a lot of couples out there with, you know, YouTube videos about how to parent and stuff. And so, being a single mom, I figured I might as well hit those hard points too that, you know, single parents run into, moms or dads. So yeah, I figured that'd be a kind of a fun thing to do. We'll see how long that lasts. I'll probably change it in like the next week, but we'll see. Oh, that's what's wrong with it. Anyways, so yeah, this first video is going to be about you, dad, and baby, if there is a dad. We'll get on both points. So we'll go over what would happen if a dad or a mom was there, and what happens if you're a single mom. So or single parent. It'll be super fun. Okay? Banana. Okay, super weird. Anyways, generally what happens when you're pregnant, all the fun stuff starts to happening. You feel all emotional. Shit happens. If you're like me with my first pregnancy, you didn't know until you were almost 3 months along because, oh, somebody mentioned you were having a period and you didn't have that yet. Oh, shit. So, generally when that happens, go get a pregnancy test. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If 3 out of 4 of those come up positive, you're probably pregnant. Now, also on top of that, the likelihood of popping a false positive is unlikely. So if you pop a false negative, you're more likely to do that than pop a false positive, if that makes sense. Now, the other thing is too, is if you do have a father or mother around, like, okay, let's say spouse, let's make that easier. If you have your significant other around, what'll probably end up happening is, if you're the female, you're going to be extremely needy towards the end more. There's going to be points where you'll want it during. Otherwise, you'll go through this whole thing where if you touch me, I'll have to break something off. And that usually pushes them away. So don't say that. That's bad. Also, on top of that, dudes, if she sits there and just starts crying for no reason, understand this. It's not because of you. You can't fix it, and don't worry about it. It's very natural. The other thing is, if she starts freaking out and wants to be away from you, give her her space. She'll come back, whether it be a couple hours to a couple of days. However, if she starts hanging around some other dudes, there's a hint. Get it. Just go on with it. Fight for that baby. Merry Christmas. Now, anyways, the other thing you want to do, girls, is you're allowed 2 people in the room with you unless it's a C-section. Then you'll just want, then they'll just do 1 person. Figure out who you want in there. Figure out ahead of time what your baby's name is, what the last name is. Trust me, it gets complicated. Here's the other thing. Your first night is going to be way better than the other nights. Why? Because you got nurses that'll help you. Merry Christmas. Yeah, that happens. Anyways, really, honestly, every pregnancy is different. Every person's different. Every relationship is different. Sometimes these can be make it or break it type things. If you find yourself sitting in the delivery room, sitting there wondering what the hell he's doing, you probably should think about your priorities. Yeah, especially because you already screwed it up once, and that's okay. Before I go on, let's just clarify something. I was 17 when I had my first child. I realized that I was not going to live in a society where they could sit there and say that I was just like everyone else. So, to all those women that say they can't because they have children, shut up. Merry Christmas. I went back to school. and graduated 2 weeks after I had my son in high school. I walked down the runway thing for graduation 3 months after he was born. He was in the crowd cheering for me at 4 months old, okay? And now I have a beautiful little baby boy and girl. Life happens. I am still a single mother. Yes, I work full-time, and I used to go to school full-time, taking a break off of that. Things can happen. Just because you have children means it's not over, okay? So, I don't really have much else to say on that one. Like I said, every pregnancy is different. Every person is different. Every relationship is different. With my son's father, it was a very rough and difficult relationship, and it didn't help when we had a baby. That's what you get for being 17 and thinking that, you don't get pregnant off the first time. My daughter's father and I, we actually had it was an alright relationship for friends. Once it became serious and we had a baby, it all fell from there. He has different priorities than I do, and that's how that works out. If you find yourself in a relationship like that, don't be afraid. Don't be sad. It happens. Men tend to grow up a little bit slower than women. However, on the same note, there are some men that can really step up to the plate, and that I applaud them for. Thank you. That takes a lot. That takes a grown man to do that. So, come sit down. Now. I don't care. Sit down. It's almost bedtime. It's almost nap time. So, next video, probably tomorrow, will be about what happens when you bring the baby home first, okay? The differences between breastfeeding and bottle feeding, and whether or not you can do it, and how really easy it is to sit there and say it's okay. The other thing is if anybody has any questions at all, please comment, just say something about it, subscribe, like my page, woo! Anyways, find me on Twitter, on Facebook. I generally talk a lot about my kids, how to do simple things like get through first night blues. Postpartum depression. I'm going to make a video completely about that because it really affects you. Trust me. Also, we're going to go over things like abortions and miscarriages. Nobody wants to hear about those, but those are very real, and those really take a lot out of you. Now, we'll move into that slowly, but if you have any questions, comments, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Face looks the same. Names are completely different. So, good luck, and I hope you and your significant other make it through. And join me next time to figure out where we're going from there. And please don't worry, all my videos are not going to be about babies and children and stuff. We'll do little cute things here and there, okay? Alright, I'll see you all next time. Bye.